And it is now 3 minutes past the big hour of 8 o'clock, and nobody's there. What's going on?
Well, that's exactly what I did. But that video come up there on top. Yeah, I'll see it. I think I got this one. Hey, don't tell what I'm subscribing to here. I ain't got my glasses on.
And the toilet balls are hopping. Look at that.
Yeah, Roger, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, there's a lot of recordings of you out there for sure. I'll find you sooner or later, man. But yeah, you 10-8, good audio, 359, Ice Cream Man, Buckeye. Yeah, you've been around for just a minute.
I wonder if Mr. Night Ranger might be in there, since the E-layer seems to be acting particularly obnoxious tonight. You out there, Night Ranger? Hello.
Yeah, I'm back. Going 3 badly to the right of this thing.
Not that bad. Good grief.
Okay. Well, I don't mind. If you got a pen and paper, I don't mind just throwing you my number. You can send me a text sometime, and that way we can connect when you get down here to Murfreesboro. I said, I don't mind giving you my phone number. That way you get down here to Murfreesboro, we can connect. It's area code 615-772-7812. And shoot me a text. I'm kind of interested to see the Anon. I've ordered an Anon 10E revised. I don't know which Anon you got. I don't know which amplifier you're hooking up behind that. I'm kind of curious there, Roger.
They're going where I want it, so.
Hey, Murfreesboro, you're blowing smoke from Eastern Kentucky. 240 said that. Good grief.
Hello, Ice Cream Man. JW's going to
I'm not familiar with that at all.
out of the way.
I told you to get on the back of the bus here. Hey, JW, you got a copy on 240 in the Bluegrass? Look right about now. We're going to end up having another classic radio roundup on sideband.
Hello, 722. That's JW. That's the guy that had that driver.
It's 277 there. Wow, great. GT, way to go.
10 for the 277. Well, you sound good. Blowing smoke down here in Tennessee, and you got some good audio. Anyway, JW's going to get back on side.
1220. I'll tell you what, if he ain't got you, 240 in the Bluegrass has got you. I guess they ain't working over this way. 240 out there in Bluegrass, huh? Yeah, you're blowing smoke in the Bluegrass state, 240. 10-4 country boy. This be the Moon Runner. This be the Moon Runner. I'll be in Paintsville. Where are you at? I'm out here close to outside of Paducah, Kentucky. 10-4 out Paducah. You're making a good trip out this way. I can tell you that. Come back at me, we're a lot of traffic on this right now. Breaker 13, GT waving. Hello, radio. Yeah, 10-4. Maybe you might know Pikeville. I'm watching there. Yeah, I'm you're a ball of smoke, buddy. I got a big 40-pounder on you. Yeah, I got a big 40-pounder on you. You're sounding choice now. Thank you for the comeback there. This old 240's going to get on the side there. 73's to you. Where you go? Yeah, going down. You're putting about a 15.
I'm back there, GT, and 277 and Ice Cream Man. Truck driver called me from Ohio because I threw my number out there, and I appreciate him being cordial and polite, and he expressed to me what the challenges I was presenting those guys up there in the oil field. But I said, well, maybe we'll lose conditions here soon.
I'll be on your left side. I hope so. Go forward just a little bit more. Okay, you're pretty good right there. You're pretty well.
Well, I gotta say, you know, for a hand in the oil field driving a water truck, he was very courteous and polite. So he did his friends a good service by calling me. So maybe I'll turn the beam around the other way, yak with my buddy JW, and try to get out of the Buckeye. Hey, Ice Cream Man 277, y'all have a good day. I'm going to take a standby.
Well, I guess I can talk to myself, but that wouldn't be much fun. Breaker 1-3. Yeah, that guy's way over now. North Carolina. Yeah, it's terrible. Yeah, that's the way it goes. It's the summertime. Well, go ahead.
JW, I might, as a courtesy, the guy was really courteous when he called. And I get it, when you don't want to hit nobody, you know, going around the curves up there and, you know, where he's at.
I'm not sure this is
I might bounce to another channel. Can you think of one you want to go to?
Anywhere but here. No, I think we're going to clear that.
Good old Skip.
Yeah, I think you just keyed up when I was trying to talk to you. I said, I'm having a hard time hearing you. I don't even know which direction you pointed.
You're going to have to text me a frequency or text me a channel number, because I can't hear you for squat.
A little bit more bummer, dude. Very well, good. That gets you about where you want to go.
At least the music's not playing like it was.
Oh, there was music in there, too?
Yeah, but I'm trying not to talk.
Yeah, super loud.
Just polite. Hey, JW, let me turn the house around.
Yeah. I don't know where Pete is. He may be AWOL again for God only knows what reasons.
Yeah, 10-4. Have you heard anybody else?
Just Wayne. Wayne's in there. I thought I might have heard. Well, maybe that wasn't Green Dog because it got covered up, but something in there. That's looking damn good.
Yeah, we were in, I think it was Sunday night. Yeah, Sunday night. Me and Bite Buster were in there for a while, but the conditions were so bad, it was kind of hard to talk for a bit.
Yeah, well, this is the sporadic heat season. It usually lasts for about a month, and then it goes away again. Still looking good. Barely walking my way now. My way free. Oh, somebody I can definitely talk to.
He must have been coming in with somebody else. I heard him in there, but he was very quiet to me.
Well, you know. Yeah, we'll have to do like we did last week and go sideband. That seems to push it away eventually. So far, we're looking good.
Oh no, I'd have to change radios.
Oh, you sound good.
Oh, is that Bite Buster?
Yeah, why would you change radios? You sound good.
If you go to sideband, I don't have sideband on this radio.
Well, you have sideband on another radio.
Yeah, I'd have to. That's why I said I'd have to switch radios.
Well, we'll see how things go. We'll see if we have to pull the plug or do whatever. Yeah, the guy just went down to it this way. Yeah, well, the conditions go in and out. You know, it gets stronger, it gets weaker, it shifts direction. You know, one minute you're listening to Tennessee, the next minute you're listening to Georgia. You know. He's spinning the house around, so he might be pointing a knot at us. Well, I know. Back in the day, when somebody said they're spinning the house around, that means they're pumping up the power. Because you know, the house is bigger than your antenna.
No cases of you turning the house around, looking west.
Well, I can hear you now.
I probably just need to cut that big one off.
Yeah,
Well, I had my big one on trying to get to you. Couldn't hear me.
I changed it.
Well, heck, no, I couldn't hear you because I was keyed down. You were talking to me. That's why I wasn't you were in there because somebody said I shut my lips off.
On the first mark.
No, I was trying to talk to ice cream man.
First mark to the left.
On key, I tried to wave a hand at him.
Middle.
Somebody else come back to me and said he didn't live very far from Ice Cream Man. And I think it was 700 or something like that.
722 or 277, something like that from West Virginia. He knew Hog, man.
It's handful.
Yeah, because with the other crystal filter in there, I had to go all the way to 5 o'clock on the clarifier on the lower side. But I will not be home tomorrow. I'm going to take a ride up to the lake house. I got some internet issues I got to take care of and a few other things. And I will be gone for the next couple of days.
Yeah. For me to cut that big one off, I got to
Probably not.
turn the power supply off,
She doesn't like visitors.
let it bleed down, then turn the filament off before I can transmit again. Because if not, it'll try to key it up with no plate voltage, which isn't good. It'll key it up. It isn't good though. It'll burn it up.
Yeah, it works out pretty well.
Handful, you talking on the big one now?
Yeah, I don't completely
Yeah, hang on.
but it seems like it works.
No, I'm just gonna turn my radio
Around
off.
3 to 4, somewhere in there. It seems to sit.
I use a foot pedal to keep my big one up. I thought you did too. I guess it
Skip was in there, and
keeps up together.
so it was working pretty well then.
JW, Wayne Knight over here giving you just a short wave. I know there's a lot of traffic out here. I can hear you join just a little bit too. I'm just giving you all a wave and saying good evening.
I can hear you. Not real good, but I can definitely hear you. I'm pointed away from you, so you're so close to me that I can hear you.
I know, that's the only way I can have it.
Yeah, and I don't know too many people that had them though. It was kind of
But anyway,
novelty mic.
go ahead.
They still didn't have a punch of a D104, you know. It was, but it wasn't a bad turn. It was a good mic, you know.
I heard you last night on a couple digital channels too, so I'm going to go back on the side here and just give it a listen. Just wanted to give it a listen.
The whole line up there.
All right, Wayne Nut, I jumped on my ground plane real quick just so I could pull you out a whole lot better. But yeah, all right, good to hear from you. I'll go back on the beams, but yeah, we just jump over here and wave a hand at you.
Roger that. Now you're definitely normal. Now that you jumped over to the other, yeah, now you sound like you normally do.
Oh yeah, right now. Of course, I'm on the ground plane right now, but I'm on the beams talking to you, John. So I'm pointed east. So that's totally away from you. You're southwest from me.
Yeah, right, Joe. Yep. I'm just installing one of those multiplier kits on my bird meter and seeing how that goes. So I'll play with that and be back on the side listening to you.
Yeah. You're talking about a 45-year-old microphone. Yeah. Your chances of not too good.
All right, there. Have fun playing with your meter there, but yeah, I'll go back on the flat side. We'll catch you there.
The trouble trying to get it to work on this radio is squealed terribly. Lots of RF feedback. And, his D104 didn't do that. And, so I don't know if it had something to do with the case or what, but it just didn't seem to block the RF coming in.
On my job or something. Like Barry Jack, they over here around Nashville. They call me Smack Down Time Music Center.
Well, if you know Steve, he's always saying that. He has X thing and he's sorry he got rid of it. Yeah.
Hey, Billy Jack, Northwest Missouri. No shoes, Billy Jack. 816, Billy Jack, no shoes. Somebody's received out there. Brega.
Tell you what, these guys, man, electricity must.
Well, I got to hear it that time.
Yeah, well, when you're a wheeler dealer at heart, it's one of those things you buy something for a while, you play with it, and then you kind of get tired of it and you sell it, and maybe later you kept that.
I tell you that he said hi. He knows you can't find him, but
different.
Roland the guy
that collect cars do the same thing. They buy a car and they play with it for a while and get rid of it, and then later they'll go, I should have kept that.
Yeah.
I am on
Why?
Courier Centurion 40D. I put a final in it, but it's got other problems.
Oh, okay.
I think there's a couple of electrolytic capacitors that are starting to let go. It put some funkin' and bumping in the audio.
Yeah, there is something going on there. I was going to mention it to you, but when I sat there and listened to it, I heard it again. You're like popping in and out, but it's a real quick buzz. And it's like you're there and you're not, but it's really, really quick.
Yeah. I'm assuming it's in the audio stage. I don't seem to be dropping carrier at all, but I noticed it when I was on sideband earlier with it, and there's something that's amiss. I'm assuming it's an electrolytic cap based on the age of this radio. Although somebody's had their fingers in this thing years ago and put all kinds of mods in it, and oh god, I just want to get it to play right.
Yeah, I've always got time for you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I understand. I was trying to watch the meter there when I did it. The problem is with these digital, that digital analog meter going to it, they have a certain stuttering about,
Yeah, this is Billy Jack. Missouri, no shoes. Just my buddy's on there.
Well, Billy Jack, he tells you about that. I'm not recorded if I can hear him. I'm in the phone. 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, I'm listening. I can hear it too. I'm watching the watt meter, and the watt meter appears to be staying pretty much. It's not moving, not that I can see. But you're right. I mean, it sounds like the kind of dropout sound that you momentarily lose phase lock or something else, and it drops out for a split second. But I think, I'm thinking it's audio because it doesn't seem to be affecting the carrier at all. Just the audio. Yeah, I'm on my typical Silver Eagle.
That was me, number 9. I'm up in Pennsylvania.
Get up on that element there. I want to see what they do.
I'll be back in a minute, you join.
You want me to really push it, huh? Yeah, I think the limiters were clipped in this radio, too. Good grief.
I don't think there is one. That's, this is the way it's been all night this week. Everything's just been so loud coming from all different directions you can't even talk. It kind of gets aggravating. But anyway, I'll be back in a minute.
Well, when you get back, I think I'm looking at it.
Well, it may be louder, but I mean, the initial cloud is right away.
Yeah. I don't know. I know when I first fired it up, it was drifting all over the place. So that tells me that there was a switch. One of the switches in there before, that's on attaches to the clock. Had bad resistance in it, and it was causing the power supply to drop voltage down to like 9 volts. And it got real hot. I tried to clean it, but I finally just jumped it out. And now it seems to be stable. The voltage seems to be stable. But, like I said, there's other things in this radio. It's funny because Pete's got the other version of the 40, and it's the analog version.
Yeah, better, JW.
When they first came out with the 40 channel, it was, with the analog dial. And that one's in better shape than this one, for some reason. This one is slightly newer. He got them both from the same guy, but that other one seems to be in better shape physically and better shape electrically. This one here,
Keystone.
Copy that.
Sounding good out of Keystone up there in Tennessee tonight.
Well, the original version that Pete's got,
Yeah, super
the dial came out right at
30 miles up.
Right when 40, yeah.
Southwest of Nashville.
Now, they had a 23 channel version, but a 23 channel PLL, which was released in mid-76. And then they reworked a whole bunch of them and just put 40 channel dials in them and released them as 40 channel radios. And then they came out with this one. I think it was like a year later. I think this is probably a 1978 vintage.
On the computer, I don't have a radio. And I got a thing that I couldn't call that screen television in my speakers. There's two things and a horn in each one.
Who you join?
It wasn't simple, but with a whole lot of
Yeah, I'm hearing most of that. I know there's the mic jack in this radio's got a problem. Somebody hammered it once or something and broke it. It's one of those quarter-inch stereo phone plug kind of jacks. I know if I wiggle it, it does that. But I don't know if that's the Journal. And, yeah. I know this version of the radio has another board in it that in the back that the version that Pete has doesn't have, and it looks like it's an extra audio limiter board or something. And that could be part of the problem too. I may have to look in there and see. The problem is I can't go in accurate schematics of this radio. I look, and and what claims to be the 40D is not the 40D. It's the analog version. It's the older version. So I mean, it's the main board's the same, but some of the other accessory stuff has been changed a little bit, like the inclusion of the 7-segment display and all, the LED display that the radio didn't have.
Well, you're welcome, man. You're welcome. Pictures of his work truck. He texted me, he said, "Where are you going?"
So I don't know.
Yeah, I believe it's Sam's Photosac number 288, if I read correctly. And, that's a lot of Sam's Photosacs. I think they got up to 300 and something maybe before they gave it up. But that's a lot of radios over the years. Slam and Sam has them. I know 2 Watt Willie used to have a whole big collection of them. But I think he has since gotten rid of them all, along with all the other stuff in it when he closed up his shop. But there was another guy that said he had a bunch of them too. I forget who it was now. I don't think it was Stefan. No, somebody else. I've got a pretty good, well, I shouldn't say that really. I've got about a dozen or maybe a little more than that of Sam's for some of the radios that I have and some others that I managed to pick up. But I have found in more recent times mistakes made in the Sam's. When you start to know things, then you see these things. Years ago when I didn't know any better, you'd follow it like the Bible, But there are mistakes made. I've seen them online too, but they want you to buy them.
Bunch of butt-ups out here. Bunch of damn butt-ups out here.
Yeah, send me a link to that page, because I did see a bunch much of Sam's stuff. But like I say, the Sam's organization's still in business. They don't print these books anymore, but if you contact them, they will, for a nominal fee, of course, they will photocopy or however disseminate the contents of one of their books and send it to you.
Okay, I'm going to snap a picture of it. I don't have your email, but I'm going to snap a picture of it, and then I'll give you the link.
Hey, just send me a link, because that's interesting. That might help a little bit. I do have the schematic for the analog version, the older version, and most of that is accurate. It's just a little different in some of these additional parts. But I think what I have will probably. I'm gonna have to. There's only a few places that I'm not gonna go through and recap the whole radio. That's just that's a labor of frustration right there. There's so many stinking caps in there, but I will see if I can find if it is a cap in the audio stage. I'll have to get I'm gonna have to get the scope out and see if I can't see the noise. Now, right now, I've been keyed for a little bit, and it seems to have settled down, and that's what I've noticed. It seems like the longer you transmit, the calmer it gets. And then the next time you go, it flares up again.
327 around Keystone, Pennsylvania. 420, hey, what's going on out there? Yeah, right up here in Bethlehem. Trying to get out around my radio. Come on. Anybody hear this rig? 327 right there, Sam.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, there it goes. It's starting again. Anyway, I'm going to take a quick pause here and see if anybody else wants to jump in there and get their name called on the Classic Radio Roundup there. And I guess Pete's going to be a no-show tonight. Were you guys on 160 or anything?
Every direction. She's an Omni. 420 down there in Music City. You're making the trip to the Northeast.
Yeah, I checked 160, didn't hear anybody. And I checked 10 meters. And up at 29, I didn't hear anybody. But those are the only two places I checked. If they were anywhere else, I wouldn't know it. But I would think Pete would be here by now if he was going to be here. So I got to assume that he's either working a 12-hour shift or something, or some other family-related things going on. I haven't got the text yet, though, dude. Did you send it?
Yeah, I did. Let's make sure I did. Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania.
Okay. Hopefully we'll pop in here. Got to go through the rigmarole of common carrier switching systems and everything.
Stand by around the Smoky Hills. Smoke 'em if you got 'em, 420.
That's the number that I think I remembered seeing, yeah.
You gotta wave right on back to you, 420 out of Pennsylvania. Yipperoo, have a good evening.
Yeah, if there's no Courier Centurion in there, then I misremembered the number.
Okay, now I'm gonna break right through. You have a contact, right?
Yeah. If you look at the front cover, it'll tell you all the radios that are in it.
Radio channel. Back, Classic Radio Roundup.
Oh, look who's out there. 1, 2, 3, jumping up and down.
Yeah, you finally hear me, man. You were giving me 9 pounds. I was over on Forest Road, over there in Goff Mills. I had to come over here to Wayne to see
Well, it's not your fault. There's a lot of skip in there tonight, and some of them are really strong.
I got you. Come back up 15.
quiet in there tonight. I don't know where all the radio roundup folks are. Maybe I have a phone number, maybe. That's the station in Bethlehem. Break it. Let me hold on. I can tell you which number it is.
All right. Appreciate it.
I don't know what you guys are doing, but you both sound really good. Conditions, I guess. Yeah, all of a sudden you jumped up to almost an 8-pounder. Well, I could move the beam down towards you. It's over there on Forest Road. And I couldn't even hear JR. I couldn't hear you down there. To you so I can hear you better, so that may account for some of that. Okay, yeah, well, that makes sense, JR is doing better, I mean, obviously he's doing a lot better, I can talk to him. Yeah. Him and his 10-watt rig over there.
Is that any better for you there? Maybe I'll give you 50 watts.
Oh, there you go, I'll take that, 50, can't raise you, but I'm good.
All right there you go. Now you can hear me. Anyway, hello there, 1, 2, 3. Good to hear you in there.
Yeah, sounds good, man. It's good to hear you guys in there. Who else is in there?
Well, I do believe Joker was in there. He's probably still in there. And Renegade. And other than that, I do not know.
I'm in here. Hi, 1, 2, 3. All right, Wayne, you're hitting me with 9 pounds, man. That's excellent. You're hitting me with like 6 pounds. That's crazy, man. Yeah, this is, I don't know if you guys noticed, the park over by Tinker's Golf Course. Not really, but okay. It's Upper Golf Road. It's about, I think it's 400 and something feet of elevation. Centurion, PLL, 40D, I should say. Let's see what it says. The others might either be a television or a stereo. They have auto radio. They have a couple of different, vintage lines of different stuff. Yeah, they are. They don't make the books anymore, but they will print out parts of them for you for a fee. CB288, that's the one. That one link you sent me, that was for a television. It says picture tubes and tuners. Yeah.
Yep, that's what it was. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to have any luck with this one, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I looked earlier, and, you know, I could find them, but, you know, not for free. And, you know, my old saying, if it's free, it's for me. If it's not, you know, too bad. Gator. Classic Radio Roundup. 27115 on your AM dial.
The Skip Edition.
Skip Edition, I like that. Yeah, the Skip seems to be taking a bit of a pause right now, thankfully. The big strong ones don't seem to be in there like they were. I heard the guys from Kentucky in there. Yeah, Tennessee was in there big too. I'm sorry, yeah, Tennessee. They gotta be running some big power down there. Did you guys hear JW?
All right, is it?
Oh, yeah. I heard you join. I didn't hear JW.
They just moved to another channel.
How about?
Maybe, hopefully, kind of, maybe.
Well, I think I was off by 15 minutes. I said 15 minutes a half an hour ago.
Maybe your clock's just slow.
You guys are keen on each other.
I gotta look at, you know what, it's battery operated, it could be.
Come on back, Joker.
Yo, 1, 2, 3. Nice to hear you tonight.
Yeah, man, you sound real good over here, man. You're happy with 8 pounds. Down here is the, oh man, I couldn't call this the Goose's Roost. This is way up above the Goose's Roost.
10-4. What location? What town?
I'm in, you know what? All I can say is it's right next to St. David's Golf Course. You know where Valley Forge Military Academy is? That's right behind it.
Okay, yeah, 10-4. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with that area, but I'm somewhat familiar.
It's a park, maybe something park. This is the spot where Upper Marion, Delaware, Montgomery County, Delaware County, and Chester County all come together.
You can walk a foot and be in different counties.
Some of the houses are in one county, front is in one county, the backyard's in another county.
Kind of like how my house is.
Oh man, I don't wish that on anybody.
I'm Berks County. My right at the back. Well, my whole house is in the same county. Sorry, but my back, my property line is Montgomery County line.
Right, I didn't know you were. So the house is in Berks?
Yep, Berks County, Washington Township.
So you're on the west side of 100.
No, I'm on I believe I'd be on the east, considered on the east side. I'm like the very corner, right where the townships change.
He's in the corner closest to Jersey. Yeah, I know. That's Jersey Shore, right?
Yep, Schnooky's in my backyard.
Are you on the wrong side of town?
Yeah, that's rough, man. That's rough. I know.
I might be on the wrong side of town. I don't know. People avoid me.
I'm always on the wrong side.
Actually, in my town, I'm on the less congested side of town, so I'll take that.
Where's that rooster at tonight? Who knows? Only the shadow knows.
I could barely hear him. Where is he located?
$22, I can have a copy.
$22. Heck, the radios that are in there aren't worth $22.
Hey, 123, you got a copy on me?
I understand. Yeah, I'm not having no luck though finding the freebies.
Well, I know. I did a lot of searching earlier today, and like I say, the closest thing I could come up with is the schematic on CB Tricks, and while it claims to be for the 40D, it's not.
Go figure. That's frustrating.
Hey, 123, Bite Buster was calling. Not sure if you can hear him. Bite Buster, he's down right near the Valley Forge area.
Yeah, I'm on the east side of Valley Forge. I'm closer to I guess you could say Radnor. I don't know if he knows about Radnor or Villanova. I'm on that side.
Yeah, I could barely hear him. I could hear him a couple of words. I heard Villanova.
Oh, there he goes. I heard you, Bite Buster. I heard you.
Oh, there we go. Well, hey, once the skip drops out,
Yeah, I'm getting like a 1.5 on you. What am I giving you?
yeah, I'm getting the same thing, but I got 2 pounds of noise.
Yeah, 10-4, 10-4. Well, sorry I can't be on the northern side of the county. I'm down here on the southeast side of the county. It's still a pretty good trip for 25 watts.
I'm just on the wrong side of the mountain.
No matter, Kennedy. Hard to get through that hash of trash, I guess. Well, I'll be lucky if I hear you tonight. I'm on the Omni, and I got bleed over and skip land. Good evening, Tom. Top Gun. Have you guys heard the Bassmaster out here in a while? No. I don't know what's happened to him. It's been months since I talked to him. Come on, the Lyle has a way with you. Yeah, he was out on the radio a couple times. Over the last couple months, I heard him, but I haven't heard him, I guess, in the last month.
I don't even think I've seen him do anything on social media lately either.
10-4, 10-4. Yeah, he was working. Taking lunch break the last time I talked to him.
Well, maybe the schedule changed a little bit. He doesn't make it out as much.
Yeah, 10-4.
That does happen.
I want to try to set up a meet and greet for July. This upcoming July.
Yeah, maybe throw out some dates and see what works.
Anybody good with Saturday? Audio. Roger. All right, bud. Didn't want to make it out last Friday night, but it was just Rooster and myself.
I heard something about Friday night, and I heard a Saturday. I was getting a little bit of noise in there with you.
10-4, 10-4. Yeah, what I was saying was we planned man Friday night, but only Brewster, Skyrider, and myself were able to make it. Now I'm thinking for July, I'm thinking maybe a Saturday.
I got somebody going test 1, 2. That's covering you up there, bud.
I can't even hear him. I don't even hear test 1, 2.
Dave?
Yeah.
Ever hear of electrotanya.com?
That site sounds familiar. I might have been there a few times.
They have a free download for 10 days.
For 10 days? Oh, it's one of those ones where you gotta give them all your information and you can...
I don't know. I didn't push download to find out.
Yeah, send me a link to that and I'll check that out. Because a lot of them will let you do that stuff, but then they want all this information and then you start getting spammed.
All right, let me see if I can see this here.
They spam bomb you. Yeah, that's why I have a bunch of different... I have a couple junk email accounts that I only use for stuff like that, so if they spam those, I don't care. Yes, the decoy email. Yep, let them get filled with spam. I don't care. I just go in and hit delete and delete all, and they all go away. I don't know. At first I assumed he was on another frequency or something, but I'm guessing now that either he's working or is going to be working, so he went to bed early, or he's out with the wife or some family thing that occasionally comes up. 10-4, usual. Yeah, so there won't be no video gate from him, although Joker might be running one.
10-4, I am running a gate tonight.
That's a good thing.
Joker, got the show on the road.
It's going to be a kind of noisy gate, but I'm running one.
It'll get better as the night progresses. Nothing worse than dead airspeed, right? Yeah, and you can hear people out there. Yeah, that's really strange. You guys are still getting some noise because I was just talking to Flight Buster. He could give me $1.5 pounds. He has noise, but I'm quiet. I'm under $1 pound of ground noise. Yeah, I have my usual neighborhood noise in here, but the skip seems to have backed off a bit. That's the one good thing about this spot. I'm well away from the Norristown buzz. Oh yeah, the trains and all. Yeah, man, I don't get none of that over here. It's like 6 miles, 6.5 miles from Norristown. Hey, Jim.
Yes, sir.
That schematic that's pictured there in the link you sent is not even I don't even think it's a sideband radio. And it's an older 23 because it's got crystals in it. And it's got a 4-pin mic plug. So I know that ain't the right one.
Oh, man. All right. Well, that's a watch. I didn't look at the schematic. I just seen the title of it and the link and figured it was a go. But, all right. Boy, they're just making things ridiculously stupid.
Yeah. Ridiculously stupid pretty much covers it. Hey, Dave? Yeah. When did they... All right, let's put it this way. When did they stop those crystals Well, they never completely stopped. They just reduced the number. 23-channel synthesized radios had like 14 crystals in them. Regular AM radios. Some sideband radios might have had a few more. When the PLLs crystals, and then they dropped it to 2. Some only even have 1. But there's always going to be at least 1 crystal in there. Right. Yeah, 10.24 is the PLL reference crystal. And some of the cheapest AM radios, you can get away with just 1 crystal. Now, the fancier ones, the exports and stuff, they still need maybe 2 or 3 or 4. But that's it. PLLs first started coming out in the mid-70s, right? There were still 23 channels, but they were just starting to get used to doing it that way to save money, and then they knew that they were going to expand the frequency band, so they were setting it up so that all they would have to do is just change the channel selector from a 23 to a 40 and just keep making the radios, and that's pretty much what they did.
Is my 427 realistic? Is that a PLL?
If it's a 40 channel, there's only one radio I know of that's not PLL, and it's a 40 channel, and that's the Tram D201A. That's still a crystal radio, believe it or not.
Okay, yeah, this is a 23 channel. Oh, no, wait, this is a 40 channel.
Yeah, the 427 is. I think it's an O2A. No, it's not. It's newer than that. It's got a something that you can't modify easily. Yeah, 2812 or 2824, something like that.
Oh, I thought the 427s were an easier modified radio.
Nah, they came out a little later than that. The 452 with the analog dial, that had an 858 in it. That would go all over the place. That was a good radio. Those things talk good. I had the 152, which is the 23 channel version of it. Anything different with the channel selector. I ended up putting a 40 channel dial in one and turned it into a 40 channel. No realistics had an O2A. They were all in the Uniden family, pretty much. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. Some of them were, their older ones were Hitachi or GRE made, but most of the newer ones were Uniden, and they were either 858. The older 40 channels were 858s, and then they came out with they had a couple that were MB8719s, like the Cobra 148s are, and they had a couple, and beyond that, they came out with them non-modifiable chips, the 2824s and the 9106s and all those crappy ones. Yeah, the 452, yeah, it was. That was a Uniden chassis. Had an 858 in it. That's what I thought. Oh, did I say 02? I only see one radio working out there. The blue. Yeah, the O2As they were all CyberNet radios. They were all, that was like your G's and your Lafayettes and Cracos. They were CyberNet. I appreciate that radio check out there at B621 over in North Mississippi. Yeah, it's going to be a dark night for some people, isn't it? Mississippi, yeah, man. Oh no, wave handers, downgetters, remailers.
And just like that, the wave comes back in of Skip.
Yeah, that's how it works. It ebbs and flows.
Info on that, KY.
I appreciate you trying, but to tell you the truth, if you would have found something, then I would have been mad at myself for not finding it first.
Done deal there. Just no luck on mine. Man, I wish I could
Dude, even in a power outage, we still have to hear them because they jump in their mobiles and fire it up.
First summer I was in Oklahoma, it cooled down to like 98 degrees, 96 degrees. One part of 3-week period overnight. It was a hot summer. I think the diehard. Yeah, they'd be a little toasty over there.
Turn off that linear to be able to afford a air conditioner.
Runners every day for those 3 weeks.
Yeah, that was a good radio, man. It was pretty rugged. I had two of them. I had two 152s, and one of them I put a 40-channel dial in, the other one I just put a switch box on, and I had it go all over the place. But yeah, they were good talkers too.
Yeah, since we didn't have AC, we took white grass and slept in the bed. I have to pull it out.
How about taking a shower?
Yeah, there you go. 60, I got you in my receive down here, my friend. Video in there. Yeah, 10-4. Yeah, that makes pretty good down here on my end. You're blowing smoke.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't get a lot of power out of them. Maybe you could tweak it up to about 6 watts, maybe, but then it would start back swinging and all that. So you start leaving it at 4 and just, just driving the other way.
That's on my radio, that 10-4.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, roger on that. That's the fact that. How about that Carolina station? How about that Carolina?
There you go. That's good. That's a classic, man.
621 down in Southside Mississippi, reading that mail. Yeah, I know. We have now they're coming out like locals.
Yeah, I don't know. Storm brought them in.
Yeah, forward that 360. Have a good one out there. Bye. Bye.
Yeah, I'm starting to have trouble hearing you. This is starting to take you out. Holy crap.
Hello there around Music City up there in Motor City. How do you anyway? Music City. Yeah. Come on, man. Around 621. You got a grip on your leader.
All right there, Stinger. Have a good one.
Times out of 10, he's been sitting out in the sun too long.
Oh, down getters.
Video roundup.
Catch you later, Stinger. Hey, Dave, what was the name of the magazine? It had like, I don't know, 10 different volumes there. Somewhere around there. I forget how many volumes they had, but it was a popular magazine. It showed you all the mods and all that. Do you remember what the name of that magazine was?
You talking about Secret CB?
I might. I'd have to see the cover of one. I thought I had them on my phone there back a ways ago, but that was years and years and years ago.
You didn't do it 360. You didn't get this back out of state.
Yeah. Secret CB was several volumes of it, and they were there to. It's where people learn how to do all these funky mods to their radios. Tell you how to tweak and peak and clip and get extra channels. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, believe it or not, that's not it though. That's not the one. I punched it in. That's not the one I'm referring to. I'm drawing the blank. Never mind. It's tough getting old.
Well, yeah. Getting old comes with its own set of problems.
That window.
Wow.
Remember that?
Wow, like local.
Yeah. There's lots of room.
You know what it was? CB. Where is it? CB tune-up manual. That's what it was. Volume 1 through whatever.
I'm not sure I was familiar with that one.
Chipper was sounding real good.
Yeah. I am. I wonder if they have that schematic in there. Let me look around a little bit.
All right, copy on the Pennsylvania. Yeah, just a little hop and skip.
Well, that's the survival.
Sounded good. Copy DXT.
Yeah, they call that short skip. All right, 56 miles northwest of Philadelphia. 705, we're off the key.
Calibrate this.
Yeah.
He was using until 19. If those things get local, no matter where you go. Heard him first thing. Hour to get back to it. Morning hard drive. I'm gonna say that overmodulated radio is so late. Oh boy, sounds good. That's a shame.
Yep, I'm still here. Just fiddling with the desk stuff.
Okay. No pain, no strain. You got 100 left. About 3 miles. Maybe 5. Depending on who keys up first.
Yeah, all that magazine told you was don't resist the filter. You know, real fast tune-up, modulation, AM, power, and sideband, that kind of routine. It doesn't, nothing else.
Yeah, that's pretty much all they did, you know. They gave you the pots to turn and the parts to clip and, you know, then you're, yeah. You know, you can get a handful of those things and become an instant screwdriver technician.
What are these books you're speaking of?
Uh-oh, here comes the golden screwdriver there. It was called
earlier.
Yep, that's what it is. Master's Edition.
Oh, yeah, he pegged my meter.
Wing and a prayer technician.
Or any of you guys either.
Unfortunately, nothing was seen. All right, I'm done now. I'm done.
I got a little distracted. I was checking to see when the big boy was coming through town, and I will miss it. It's going to be in Pottstown on July 2nd. And I'll be I'll be heading up to the mountains then.
Yeah, I guess that's sometime in the afternoon. I'd like to see it, but there's no way I'm going to fight the crowds to try to see that.
I can watch it go by just down the street. Because the Norfolk Southern freight line goes right by, well, not right by my house, but it's like a mile down the road.
10-4. Yeah, I mean, it's awesome that it's doing this, but like even Steamtown, the amount of tickets they're selling for people to come see it is just astronomical.
I mean, I would just like to see it go by. I would whip out the camera and take some pictures, you know.
Just to see if the train wreck was still here. I'm still standing by.
I believe that, right? Just to lock up a channel right there, you'll find in the back. Yeah, Jim, the Big Boy is probably the biggest steam locomotive that they ever built. And,
bring it back when you got a turn.
part of this 250-year celebration, it's doing a cross-country tour to and, you know, it's going, I guess, you know, whatever railroads are going across the country and
Down tonight.
one will end up on the channel and then go through Reading,
Top to you guys.
Pottstown, and eventually make its way to Philly.
Oh, wow. You never back at all. Pictures of that. That would probably be 10 to 11. So he'll probably grab some for you. I don't know. That's a big old deal.
They should make a telephone call. Yeah, well, I've seen plenty of pictures of it, but I would love to have seen it up close and personal. But I don't think it's going to be, because I got other places that I got to be.
There's a static one, meaning it doesn't run. That's what's up in Steamtown, up in Scranton, is a Big Boy. It doesn't run or anything, but you can walk around it and look inside it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, one of these days I would like to go to Steamtown. There's a bunch of stuff there I'd like to see. They have some trolleys there. And, yeah, you can even take rides on them if I remember right.
Yeah, this July, actually, the wife and I were taking a trolley ride from the trolley station into the baseball field. It's one of the last arenas in America that you can still take a trolley in to watch a baseball game.
Yeah, it used to be very commonplace 100 years ago, but yeah, that's one of those things like drive-in movie theaters that are slowly disappearing. Just can't be headed for the hay.
Yeah, almost every arena had a trolley track.
Yeah, have a good night, Emil. Yeah, I used to remark when we were, you know, when my daughter was playing softball, it always seemed like the softball field was right next to a railroad track or some sort. And the trains would go through as they were playing, and it's like, yeah, why does it seem that way? All the fields we played on are near a railroad siding of some sort.
Yeah, it's not I don't know what's that word? There's a reason why there's a lot of things that are near things, just because, you know, years ago that was the only convenient way to do it.
Oh yeah, I mean, before everybody and their mother had their own car, you needed, you know, public transportation, and the trains and the trolleys were, you know, that was the way to do it. And, you know, that was it. The event of individual cars is what put the kibosh to all these trolleys. There used to be a whole lot of trolleys in this area, and where I grew up, you know, there's remnants of the trolley lines still visible in places. But they were tore up in the 40s and the 50s, and some even earlier than that.
You know who else had a big hand in eliminating streetcars and trolley cars?
General Motors.
Goodyear.
Oh, 3 down to nothing. Still loud.
Ah, yes, Goodyear. Because, well, it's all connected to the cars. You can sell more tires. And, well, yeah, General Motors was a big part of it, too, because they were selling buses. They wanted to replace trolley lines with bus lines.
Yeah, I watched a documentary years ago about that, And then there was also a documentary called Who Killed the Electric Car? That's a pretty interesting documentary to watch.
As it is. Yeah. They were working on electric cars years ago, and they weren't really practical then, but they could have been. But they chose to go in the other direction. Like, I might have.
Yeah, I'm not one of those people that's totally against electric car. Electric cars, for certain people, would suit their needs. You know, my big fight against that was making people mandatory electric cars, because it's not feasible and plausible for everybody.
Well, I can make an electric car work for me as a errand runner and things like that, but I would need a second car that had longer range for, well, I would need my truck, because I'm not going to pull my 5,000-pound boat with an electric car. And even those electric trucks, their range is severely shortened when you're pulling loads.
Yeah, I was thinking about that a couple years ago. The wife and I went down to Ocean City, Maryland. So, you know, it's a good amount of driving. And where we stayed was on the bay side. And I'm like, could you imagine if all these cars here were electric cars? There's no way they could put charging stations back here.
Well, that's the other problem too. You know, you could drive an electric car. It may have a 300-mile range, and you drive it 150 miles or 200 miles to your destination, and there's no place to plug it in. So you're desperately looking for a charging station somewhere that you're gonna have to take 20 or 30 minutes or more out of your life to sit there and watch your car charge. Which one is it? I'm turning it knob in.
Yep, 10-4. Yeah, I think Bitebuster was trying to get in there, and yes, this channel is a mess tonight.
You had it dialed in real good. Anything different? Yeah, 10-4. Just turned it on. Yeah, I don't have a chance in hell of hearing Bitebuster tonight. 10-4. Well, that didn't take you too long to get that thing dialed in. That's all right. No, not at all. Mother Nature.
Yeah, I think we spoke too soon about it starting to get quiet.
Yes, I could. Yeah, I guess we were just getting into an ebb cycle, and then now it's starting to flow again. I'm back on. Turn that thing out.
I was going to make a reference there, but I won't.
Yeah, no. Can't flow now. Hours tonight.
Yeah, but you're probably not hearing a whole lot of it either, since you got that Bean Point Joker's Way. Maybe you got it down there, but you're not hearing probably a lot what I'm hearing.
Well, you're right about that, Jim. I'm pointed east, or just a slight bit north of east, which is pretty much at you and at Joker. And yeah, I don't hear nearly as much as somebody with an Omni.
Yeah, if you guys watched the feed here, or the gate, I flipped to the flat side a little while ago and was just kind of spinning it around. And there were some times where it got really nice and quiet.
I usually go to the flat side and the skip gets worse.
Oh yeah, I could get it noisy, but in certain directions it was quiet.
Copy that. Yeah, usually this skip seems to be coming from the central part of the country and a little bit more to the south. So you point it up north and you'll probably get rid of it. 714 621 Mississippi. Just for jumping the repeater.
Hey, Dave, how'd you make out with your truck? You got that all squared away?
Yeah. I had to put the bushings on the tire. Oh, no, not the tie rods, but the stabilizers. And it was a little tough because I was kind of crawling underneath there, and I started getting vertigo, and it made me nauseous as hell, but I did manage to get the old ones off easy enough. I had to come up with a slightly different approach, and so I just have to crawl. I didn't have to lay on my back or anything. And I got them on, and everything's cool.
I can't imagine getting into something, you get down on the ground to do something, and all of a sudden vertigo comes out of the blue. Yeah, that's not a good thing. No, sir. knock on wood, I don't have to deal with it, but I feel for you because I know people that had it. It just kind of throws things off schedule. How much of that did you have to go through? How long did that last?
Oh, lasted for a little while. You know, it makes you feel. And I came back in and I took a couple of Dramamines, which seemed to help. And took a break, ate lunch, and just relaxed for a while. And you know, it all passed. You know, it only fires up if I lay on my left side underneath the car. You know, that's always the side that I have to be on. It always seems like that when I'm changing oil or whatever. It's always on my left side, and that seems to be the worst. Although it's funny, when I'm laying in bed, it doesn't seem to bother me if I'm on my back. But when I'm curled up underneath the car, oh boy.
Superbug.
That's got to be frustrating. Sometimes you think, well, if I do this, I don't know. I never had it, so I really shouldn't say. I wouldn't know how to deal with that. But you try all different kinds of things, and a little of this and a little of that. And it just disrupts your plan. And that's really not a good thing. At least I would kind of have it. Well, what are you going to do about it? You got to deal with it. But I mean, still, it would ruin my day. Put me in a bad mood for the rest of the day.
Yeah, I went to an ear, nose, and throat doctor, and they gave me a bunch of tests and said, yeah, everything's normal, your hearing's normal, blah, 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 blah. There doesn't seem to be anything physically out of whack with your ears or anything like that. And they gave me a referral to go see a neurologist, so I still haven't made the appointment yet. I really need to do that. See if there's anything I can do to reverse this.
My mother-in-law had that, and they found out what it was. Her glasses, she had bifocals, but her glasses wasn't on her face properly. In other words, they were constantly cockeyed there, and I guess it was throwing her off there. That's what it was. It was her glasses. So once she had them aligned back up there, I don't know exactly what they did with them or whatever, but then it kind of took care of her. So that was her deal.
An accent, you know. That's interesting. Yeah. Of course, when I go underneath the car, a lot of times I take my glasses off because I want to see things up close, and you know, my glasses are progressive lenses too. If I'm looking straight ahead, they're calibrated for distance, and if I look down, they're minimal so that I can see close. But you know, when I'm really working on close-in stuff, like I'm working on a radio or something, I usually take my glasses off. That way I can see the best. Although I think it's going to get to a point where I'm probably going to need some kind of correction to see better close, because it's not, my close vision isn't nearly as sharp as it used to be. I noticed that too.
Yeah, I got the progressive too, and I'll tell you what, I like them because you know, when you're working on something and it's not quite good, you just take your head and move it a little bit, and it slowly transitions into whatever vision you need there, and I like that. And I can work with that pretty easily. I didn't have a problem getting used to them. You know, some people they say they have problems with the transitionals, and I fell right into it. I thought they were kind of handy. You know, of course I need them to get up on close work. You know. But yeah, working on the car, whatever, it doesn't matter. Working on the refrigerator, whatever, just move the head a little bit, and by golly, everything comes in focus. So I like that. I thought that was easy. The regular traditional bifocals, they were a nuisance to me. They really were. I didn't like them at all. It was like a light switch on and off, and I didn't care for that.
Yeah, I don't either. But you got to look out of a certain part of the lens to get the right correction. And they were great when I was working, you know, when I was working on the computer. I had that little mid-range area that was perfect for the computer screens that were like, you know, 2 to 3 feet in front of me. And, you know, and if I looked down for like to read something, you know, that was fine. But a lot of times, like if I'm working on a car something, and that's got my distance correction in there, and I gotta look down, and it's I don't know. I have a hard time cocking my head in the proper direction when I'm doing stuff that's, where I'm looking in places where I can't look down. I gotta look straight ahead or something. And, in those cases, I just take my glasses off, and that's fine then.
Yeah, I think what is your vision? Your vision's good at a distance and just bad on a close-up. That's what mine is, really. That's the way I am. You might be the opposite.
Yeah, I'm nearsighted. I'm like 2200 or something, or 2100. And so I need the correction for distance mostly. But as I've gotten older, I used to have single vision lenses because that's all I needed. But as I've gotten older, you get presbyopia, and your eyes can't focus. The range of focus diminishes, and while it's sitting there trying to adjust to the distance, it can't recover for close with the correction in place. So you got to take the correction away so your eye can still focus on it. And eventually, you can't focus close enough, and you got to get reading glasses to do the focusing for you on the really close things.
How about if we do this? Next time you go to get a pair of new glasses, how about we put we do a reversal there? In other words, put what's on the bottom, put that up top, and what's on top, put it on the bottom. That might work out for you.
Yeah, I'll be driving down the road with my head up in the air.
Well, that just might make you...
That won't work well at all.
Well, it was just an idea, for working on items that under the car and etc. But yeah, you would have to change over. You would have to change over to be normal then when you go to drive.
Well, I can wait a couple of years when I start getting cataracts, and they can do cataract surgery and replace the lenses with corrected lenses like Wayne has, and my wife has. She went through that too. Of course, the only problem is now her distance. She's got the opposite problem. She came out and her distance was corrected. So she's nearsighted. Was nearsighted, and she needed glasses for distance. But now it's the opposite because they corrected her distance, but she can't see a darn thing up close without reading type glasses. So she's got a set of aggressive lenses, or like you said, they're kind of backwards. When she's looking straight ahead, there's very little correction. But then when she's looking down to read, it kicks in for to correct for closeness.
See that? All right. It's interesting. I mean, whatever works for you, but that's unique too. But however, either way, I like the progressive lens because I can work with them. You know what I mean? It's just a little bit of movement. Now I have, you see my glasses. I got the big lenses there. Now, if they were like the small circular Harry Potter glasses, I don't know if that would be workable or not. Something with a smaller lens, I'm not sure. So I kind of stuck with the bigger lens there because it's a slower transition, and it works for me in my situation for what I do and how I operate there, so to speak. But if I got a smaller lens area, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way you do. I got larger lenses for the same reason, so that small lenses, if I cock my head the right way, I'm looking past the glasses, and there's no correction then. So at least this way, no matter which way I turn my head or point my eyeball, there's a lens in front of it.
Yeah, that's the way to go. All right, listen, I'm going to sit on the side and let somebody else get in here. I don't want to hog it all up there, so. But I'll be listening. We'll catch you.
Yeah, classic eyeball roundup. Regular retired.
Brought to you by Lens Crafters.
Somebody broke up there. Who was that?
Oh, am I breaking up?
Oh, no, you were fine. Somebody right before you said something, and they were kind of crackly. The regular retired roundup. Ah, it's Greeny. What's going on, gents? Just another skip-filled night, but other than that, you know. Hey, it was pretty wicked earlier. I tuned in about maybe 20 minutes, half hour ago or so. We had some wicked weather blow through here. Caught some rain in the rain barrels and all that stuff. I'm doing good. What do you do with the rain for the rain barrels? You use that to water your garden or something? Yeah, I finally got around to hooking everything up. I got a, what is it, a 10 by 20 roof, and I don't know, maybe a 6 by 7 roof, catching it at 55. 10 by 20 I got going into one of those ICV totes, so I'm catching some gallons. There you go. Natural water for natural organic food. That's right.
Yeah, my wife was just up in the Kutztown area today and bought some local grown vegetables. She's out in the kitchen right now cleaning them.
There you go. Keep the money in the local area.
Yep, then she goes up to that local meat store right up on 100 there and tries to buy a local, tries to get our that type of stuff local.
Yeah, what did you say, Greeny? I was trying to get Ironside. I said, if you're not going to grow yourself or can't for whatever reason, what about that down in Florida? Yeah, absolutely.
I said this year, but probably next year. I'd like to have a little bit of a garden. I'd almost like to have like a tea garden where I grow different kinds of tea.
There you go. Yeah, garden will be kind of neat. My wife has a black thumb, and I'm not much better. And then you get damn critters that come around and eat everything. So you gotta put like a 6-foot high electric fence with barbed wire at the top to keep the animals out. We are kind of my stomping grounds.
Neither the wife or I have any skills in gardening, but I figured I'd start small, do a few little things, and see if it catches. But I do have a good amount of rabbits and squirrels, so I'll be fighting them.
Sounded choice in my receive, so we'll let you go. Call me loose wire. Take care down in the sand pile, Roger. Yeah, I'm about 100 miles from St. Louis, 65 miles from Terre Haute, Indiana, a little town called Effingham, Illinois.
I'm gonna have to apologize. The sand pile is covering you guys up big time. It's loud.
The knuckleheads are back. Downgetters are back. I'll be sliding and back listening. You take care, 73s. Appreciate that bump down. I better check on the score of the Phillies game. The wife's downstairs yelling, so nothing good must be happening.
Your wife gets vocal over the Phillies?
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah, mine too. My wife was the same way. I can care less, but man, yeah, boy.
Yeah, sometimes it gets frustrating,
I used to be like that about that with hockey, but probably the last 17 years I haven't paid attention to it.
We're still winning. We're in the bottom of the 7th, 7-2. But we're winning,
so she was yelling with a good, in a good direction.
No, I don't think it was. The Blue Jays just scored a run, so she was probably yelling about that. Not much else gets watched on TV unless there's a night off. Otherwise, it's the Phillies.
Was your wife like that before your girl got involved with softball?
No, neither one of us were. It was, after getting involved with my daughter playing softball, it kind of ignited an interest in watching baseball.
I see. Okay. Well, that explains it.
Yeah, softball is too slow. Not the way they play. Well, those girls do go pretty hard. Yeah, I mean, the men's softball league where they slow pitch, yeah, that's kind of slow. But the girls, they play quickly. And they play tough. It was always fun to watch. Got a lot of pictures.
Y'all's loud over here. You said Michigan?
Yeah. Pictures equal memories. You got that right.
I'm from Michigan. I thought y'all was local. I'm Denver.
Memories are all I have now.
Boy, ain't that the truth? I can vouch for that.
I mean, I talked to my daughter. I said, you ever want to play in one of the adult leagues, or you ever want to coach, or blah, blah, blah? And she's like, well, I can't because I'm busy working. And when I'm done working, I'm tired, and I don't want to do anything else.
That's what my wife does. My wife is a softball batting coach at the Boyertown Hitting Club there. That's what she does.
Right now.
Yeah. I mean, she had offers to give pitching lessons, because one of the women runs a softball training camp and stuff, and they do pitching and batting and all kinds of stuff, and she was offered a chance to do that. She's like, I just don't, I can't, when you work 45, 50 hours a week, the last thing you want to do is come and do something else.
Oh, I get it, though. Yeah, she's part of the working force there. I understand it there, but it kind of fell in perfect timing. My wife retired, and she needed something to do because, she worked for the post office, and she was always moving around pretty good there and kind of squirrely a bit. So this year, really, it fell right in place. As soon as she retired, she fell right into it. They came and asked her, and, because we had some friends involved with all the baseball and whatnot for years, and they came and got her and asked her, and she said, yeah, sure. She's been having a ball with it. She does it 2 nights a week there, and, yep, we go to watching some of the ball games of the ones she teaches and whatnot there, and it's a good time.
Yeah, well, see, there you go. That's kind of what I wanted to do, I wanted to stay involved in it somehow, because, maybe it wasn't my daughter playing anymore, but I still wanted to go watch. And I keep swearing up and down one of these days I'm just going to go watch a tournament, just for the fun of it, one that's not far away. I told the wife, grab your chair, we're going to go. I don't know if we'll ever get to it, though, but, yeah, that was kind of a business deal I had in my head, too, I was thinking I could build myself or find myself a couple of good tractors or something, and get into business conditioning ball fields. Because I used to do that when I was involved with all her teams and stuff. The field always needed to be groomed before the game and all, and lined and everything, and I used to take care of that. And, Yeah. It was kind of fun.
There you go. Reach out to a school or something to see if they need somebody to help do that.
Yeah, but tournaments and all. There was a guy that used to do them up in Camelot Field there, up near your way, I guess. And he had some fancy dancy thing that he built himself, and did a nice job with it. I'm thinking, yeah, that would be kind of fun. Make a little bit of money on the side.
Yeah, Camelot's right there in East Screenville.
Yeah, exactly. We used to play there, 10, 12 years ago.
All right, 10-4. Yeah, I used to live that housing development up there. I lived in there off and on for a couple years when I was younger, and then right near Knowles, that furniture factory, I worked at that.
And the other field that we used to practice on was Eagle, which is right behind Tosco's.
Oh yeah. In is that considered Pennsburg then?
I don't know where the line is. I think that's Pennsburg. Either Pennsburg or East Greenville, one or the other.
Yep. Did you ever do any down in East Greenville on the other? Well, it's on the same side, but down the street a little ways. There's a ball field down there, right near the YMCA.
No, we never did that. Eagle was like our practice field. We never really. No, I shouldn't say that. We did have a couple of games there, but that was mostly a practice field. And when we would host a tournament, we did it at Camelot because it was a much better facility for that. There was 2 fields, and but then usually we were going to other places.
10-4. Yeah, they have a World War I monument there, I believe. I think it's 1. My Legion, we put wreaths up there every year.
What, at Camelot?
Yep, 10-4.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Bite Buster signed off. He messaged me. He says it's too noisy out there.
Yeah. Well, right this very moment, I probably could hear him, but whenever the skip starts to rise up out of the abyss, he's gone.
Wasn't the cycle supposed to be on a decline?
Well, this is not the sunspot skip. This is the E layer. This comes on in the summertime, like between late May to early July. It's a different phenomenon. You only get skipped probably in the the eastern half of the United States or just past the Mississippi. But the F layer, that's the sunspot. That's the stuff that you get Europe and California and South America and places like that.
Yeah, that makes sense because I remember back in the early 2000s, maybe later 2000s, it would be like Mexico, then Texas, and the southwestern states coming in. And as it would fade out, you would go back through that phase, and then back into Mexico, and all the Texicat, senoritas or whatever.
Oh yeah, Sweaty Maria, Sparky's girlfriend. Or actually, no, that's Blue Max's girlfriend now. He stole her from Sparky.
Good night. We'll catch you later.
Where's Sparky been anyway? And Skeeter. I've seen Skeeter. Oh man, years ago.
I guess it was, driving that Wenzel's truck. And he had an antenna on it. I think maybe when I called him, I had an antenna in the work buggy. You know, I had a radio set up in the work buggy. But man, that was quite a few years ago. Skeeter pops in there on occasion. This one you think you never heard from him again. He pops in there. And he's working for a different tow company now. He's not with Wenzel's anymore. But he's wrapped up in race car. Well, I don't know if I want to say race cars, but hot rod cars. He's got himself a Nova. They built an engine for, and he's into all that now. He's building engines and fooling around with cars. So I would imagine that takes a lot of his time. Yeah, I can see where that kind of time and radio time would kind of conflict. So yeah, I get it.
That's why my garage is sitting with 2 unfinished cars, and there's 2 unfinished cars sitting outside.
I know what your favorite hobby is.
I just haven't had the energy to get out in the garage. The 2 in the garage don't need much. Well, the one needs a transmission, but it's still drivable. Just getting the motivation to get out in the garage anymore. It's just it weaned over the last year or 2.
Yeah, I know the story. All winter long, it's like, it's too cold out to be out in the garage. I'll get to it when the weather warms up. And then for like a month, you got beautiful weather, but you got all these other things to do, and you just never get around to it. Then all of a sudden, it's 95 degrees out, and you go like, it's too freaking hot to be out there.
Yeah, the truck needs very little. I got to bolt the passenger seat back in and put some of the dash pieces together. I did a lot of wiring to that over the winter. Luckily, I do have an air conditioner in the garage, so that helps a lot. But I don't know. I just between the music and the cars, I've spent 30 plus years just that's all I can focused on. Well, pretty much from 16. I'm 49, so.
Yeah, time flies, doesn't it?
Actually, I would say probably 13, because my brother's older, and I would help him with his stuff. Well, I would build his stuff.
Yeah, it was kind of the path I was on before I discovered electronics and radio. I was going hot and heavy into building. I was repairing lawnmowers and go-karts and stuff like that. I was tearing apart those little engines and getting my fingers dirty. And I had mechanic, written all over me. That was going to be my career choice. I was going to become a mechanic. And then somewhere along the line, I discovered electronics, and my whole attitude shifted.
Yeah, it's usually a lot cleaner. That's what I was saying to the wife. I would like to do is get into, even though I don't know much about it, I would take some courses in it, but do like small engine repair. Get a nice little garage and just do small stuff.
Yeah, I thought about that too, because that's the biggest problem that scares me into getting involved in heavy duty mechanical stuff, because I don't have all the right tools to do or to do the job easily. Certain things would be nice to have a lift. I don't have a lift. It'd be nicer to lift the car up and stand underneath it rather than crawling on my back and getting vertigo. But I don't have a lift, and there are certain special tools that you need for certain jobs, and some things just get to be a real bugger, to get into and stuff. And if you think cars are bad, try working on a V8 engine in a boat when it's all crammed in there. Oh my God! Just changing the spark plugs in mine was a major pain in the ass.
like working on a Corvette. Yeah, you know, people ask me a lot too, you know, still about me working on their cars, you know, painting them and stuff, and I'm just like, I just don't have the facilities to dedicate that much time and space to paint a car. But same thing, I would love to get back into painting motorcycles, you know, just drop off the parts, takes up no space, I can move them all by myself.
Yeah, if you're going to do like frames and stuff, heck, you know, get into powder coating. That's even better.
Yeah, I would just need I don't know what I would cook them in, because you got to cook that stuff.
Yeah, you just need a big oven, you know, big enough to fit a motorcycle frame in. I'm sure you could find an oven somewhere. I got a neighbor down the street that does powder coating, and he does it all in his garage.
Yeah, like Eastwood Company and a bunch of companies now sell some really nice powder coating kits that you can do, you know, like valve covers, wheels, that kind of thing. I don't know if I want to dedicate that much space to an oven for something I might not do that much, where, you know, I still got all my spray equipment and all my body stuff. Doing motorcycles would be easy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, it's just like small engine repair, you know. They're small. You can actually lift them out of whatever they're in. You stick them on a bench and you can have them completely disassembled in less than an hour.
Yeah, the last shop I worked in, I was pretty much a one-man shop, but it was nice because the garage had a big gantry in it. So I had a nice big hoist. So whenever I needed to move stuff that I couldn't, you know, lift myself, I just pushed it under the gantry, you know, positioned everything, and I had a nice chain hoist.
Oh, yeah. I could put one of those in my garage. I would have to put either an I-beam or a bunch of 4x4s or something together, and then an I-beam would be nice, but then you can slide the hoist back and forth along the I-beam, and that would be nice. I thought about doing that, but it's like, well, you know, I'm 66 years old now, and I don't think I'm going to get involved in pulling motors out of boats and cars. And but, you know, maybe 20 years ago, 25 years ago, when I first moved here, maybe, yeah.
I have one more thing to say, then I'll step back, let Greeny talk, that way I'm not taking up all the time. But there's a couple companies, like even, I believe even Harbor Freight sells one. I think Eastwood sells one. They sell gantries with nice, you know, 4 nice caster wheels on it. And they're not that expensive. They're nice. And then you can move them if you need them.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad way to go. And they actually sell lifts, too, that are portable. And you could, you know, just put it in the garage there. You don't have to do any fancy concrete work or anything. And you could, you know, drive the car in there and lift it up.
Yep, the 4-post or even the undercar ones. Yeah, they're nice. My garage just doesn't have a tall enough roof to really do anything major in it.
Well, mine does. You know, my garage door is 14 foot high, and there's enough room.
Yeah, once things get settled down and figured out, I want to do like a, you know, 25 by 25 or a nice pole barn out back. That way I can have a place to work. Right now, if I have to work on stuff, I got to pull the nice stuff out of the garage to work on anything.
Yeah, that's no fun. You want to have a nice, well-equipped garage that you can, with a nice smooth floor, you can do what you need to do.
Yep. I got to worry about getting a roof on the house first. All right, I'm going to step back.
Roger. Classic Radio Roundup, 27.115 on your AM dial.
Actually, now that I look at it, it's just about 10 o'clock, so I think I might be calling it in a few minutes.
Yeah, I'll probably be doing the same. Although the Phillies aren't over yet. I think it's probably only the 8th inning, so my wife won't be coming up to go to bed until that's over, probably.
You'll have to wait until she starts yelling.
She's got plenty to yell at now because they got 2 more runs. and we haven't gotten any more. That's terrible. We must have had a bad bullpen pitcher in there and gave up 3 runs in the 7th inning. Not a good thing.
Yeah, my problem is, I don't know why, partially because of the wife's alarm clocks, but I've been up at like 5:30 almost every day for the last couple of weeks. So my eyes are drooping.
I hear you. Lack of sleep sucks.
Well, I don't sleep well through the night, and then her alarms go off super early. So yeah, the insomnia. I used to be able to. She would, her alarms would go off. I'd be up for a little bit, and then I'd be able to fall asleep till I had to go to work. Nowadays, I can't even fall back asleep.
Yeah, I had a similar situation. My wife gets up at 5 in the morning and takes the dogs downstairs and gets ready, does her thing, goes off to work, and I usually roll over and go back to sleep, and next thing you know, it's 8 o'clock, and it's like, oh, I gotta get up.
Yeah. And actually, with that, I want to call it a night, guys. Look for the gate sometime tomorrow, and it's a pleasure. Unfortunately, there's a lot of skip and noise in there tonight, but you guys have a good rest of your week.
All right, Joker, thanks for the gate, and take it easy, and we'll do it again next week, I guess. Classic Radio Roundup.
Catch you later, Joker. Good to hear you in there. Take care. Till next time, old JR. Good night.
Roger that there, JR. Sandbagger, Greeny, Wayne, if you're still out there listening. Talk to you later.
73's, Joker.
Catch you next time.
Yeah, I'm still listening. Catch you, Joker.
See you, Wayne.
Hello, Wayne. I forgot to say hello to you.
Hello, JR.